The most important match thus far for Blazing Magi. If they win this, they will have a chance to surpass the Logi Swords. They just have to beat MicroFish and then Logi Swords this week, and they could take the first seed. Other than that, though, they are locked for second seed. So, just seeding to figure out here. MicroFish can knock off Blazing Magi here. Be some revenge for taking them out of playoffs, but won't mean much other than that for them. I was messing around with some workshop stuff, see if I could maybe program my own bots, but it is just so much work for very little payoff, and when things don't work, it is very, very depressing. So if you mess anything up, it just doesn't process what it's supposed to do with the dummy bots, and so they don't move. However, the Overwatch devs, whatever they did with these guys, works pretty well. So we got Reaper against the Rhine. The Rhine pickup is huge here for Blazing Magi to start this one. We would like to win this one 3-0 if we could. Would make our life easier in the long run here. Here comes Melga. Does get pinned. Pretty deep pin there. Cassidy able to remove that BAP, and wow, this is just rough and tumble here. This Tracer picks off 3. Let's see if Tracer's bug still exists, where she would just randomly die. Do you remember that being a problem earlier? So far, doesn't seem to be the case. So whatever that bug is, seems to be gone now. Not sure what was causing that. Cass comes in, gets BAP. Trades here, favoring Blazing Magi largely. Ryan able to pick up 2 there with that 1 pin. MicroFish just not really getting much started at all here on Hollywood. Blazing Magi in the driver's seat on this one. Alright, here they come. Blazing Magi just continue fending off here. The other side, MicroFish just really struggling to get anything going. Be interested to see if any ults come out. There is the shatter, however, it doesn't get much here. Cassidy able to remove 2 though. And that will be the fight there. Blazing Magi holding onto this point firmly. This roster, a lethal threat, as we know. Headed into playoffs. Gonna be hard for any team to deal with this squad, I think. They're swapping to the Torb. Can't beat him, join him. Torb trying to go for his 2nd year in the championship, if he can possibly get there. It's going to be a rough road, though. We do have to go through some very strong teams to get there. I'm really hopeful for my guys, especially now that Tracer is no longer suffering from that bug that we saw last week. I wonder if Zari's bug has been fixed too, then. Oh, okay. A little fight win here. For the side of MicroFish, this is a good start for them. Exactly what they need here. So they are able to escape with their lives. Comes a Riptire and a Dragon Blade. Gets a 3-piece with that tire. Huge play from Junkrat. And wow, that was just magnificent there from Junkrat. Lazy Magi really on the back foot here now on Hollywood. MicroFish have kind of turned it around with this Torb. Big pickup here. Can Blazing Magi get back into this one? Pin is going to find that Junkrat. Huge start to this one. Looks like Ryan is going to fall though, so that is a great pickup for MicroFish. It looks like they are actually going to turn this one. Yeah, they do a very good job in this fight, so suddenly MicroFish with some serious momentum heading into this second point. I think they're going to cap here. I don't think Blazing Magi will get out to contest this thing. Actually, maybe... No, they will not. So we are going to be headed into this third point. Decent time bank building here now. Ryan, not going to quite get his pin off. Kiri's going to go down here. Very unfortunate here for Blazing Magi, as Hollywood has just been completely taken over by MicroFish. It was sudden and it was forceful. Here we go. Last checkpoint here. Pin is going very deep onto that Torb. Shatter not going to find much at all here. And wow, oh wow, okay. MicroFish putting up a blistering time bank all of a sudden. So what looked like was going to be maybe even like a full hold here turns into quite a good push here for MicroFish. What a good... Oh, the zoning ultimate from Spawn. Even though it doesn't affect them, they are still fearful of that high noon. So it does give Blazing Magi one more chance to contest this thing, and they do make the most of it here. Can they stay on this point? Looks like they will barely just fend them off here. Tracer putting in some work. Only the Mauga left here. As long as they stick to this point, yep, they're good, okay. So despite it all, Blazing Magi holding them off at the very cusp of their victory. Here comes the Riptire. This is going to find a lot of value. Never mind, Cassidy destroys it before he detonates. Cassidy gonna go down to that Junkrat. Can we get any touches here? Blazing Magi able to touch this point, get a few picks. And despite this excellent push by MicroFish, now it is almost looking like they won't even finish. Genji going around though. Does he get a C9? No, he's stuck. He will go down. Kiri gonna be able to remove that Junkrat. I'm gonna go in pretty deep here. Torb getting sole control of this point, but they are going to essentially C9 them. Okay, they're not even going to touch now. Wow, okay, Blazing Magi with that high noon does lead to a C9 of MicroFish. However, that was an excellent push, and you got to be a little bit worried if you're Blazing Magi here. You want to pick up this series. You want that #1 seed overall. You know the path to get there, but it is through Microfish, and it is through Logi Swords. Microfish, not the toughest team we have out there, but they are a bit of a wild card. Sometimes they show up in unexpected maps. Other times, however, they are pretty silent. Of course, they do have people who won during that inaugural opening thing that I did. It was just a tournament. They did win. I believe Junkrat was on the same team as Mauga with Zen. And we are now learning that it was mainly Zen that led to that victory, but still 2 excellent bots. They're going to stick to this Torb. I really like this. It has been working wonders for this squad. Absolutely locked in on that attack. Didn't quite push it all the way through, but great hero. Junker Queen on the other side. I like it too. I think Ryan's a little better for my squad personally, but Queen can get the job done if she just mows over people. Well, I take back the compliments. As Blazing Magi just steamroll through this first point. And now, MicroFish is really just on the back foot. Oh, shoot. Here comes the other squad. Gonna result in Baptiste being taken out for that Tracer. From that Tracer, I mean. Tracer's been absolutely cleaning it up here. You're going to be able to remove one, and that is going to be that. Continuation here of this stomp. It looks like Blazing Magi are just fully pushing in, bring it to MicroFish now. First you would have assumed this is how it would have looked the whole time, but MicroFish did put up that very good offense. Doesn't look like it'll be enough here though, as that is a ton of time on the time bank, and they don't even have to get it nearly as far as MicroFish did to win this thing. So they will continue just carving through here. Kiri gonna be able to remove 2. And it is looking like we are getting closer and closer to a Blazing Magi Map 1 victory. We'll see though. Here comes this Mauga. Oh, he does trot into a random room. The Riptire could be huge. Instead, it gets destroyed by the Torb. And Tracer able to clean up a few kills there. This is going to be it. They're going to get to this box of victory. There's no zoning ults here. Oh, maybe we'll see a touch, actually. I think they might have one more. Oh, nope, nope. Oh, yeah, no. So that is it. Blazing Magi take map number 1. Only got to do that 2 more times. And they will be headed into their next match against Logi Swords, which is a very important one for both teams. You do not want to go up against the number 1 seed off rip. Much rather face Krusty Crushers in that first matchup. Map number 2 is going to be Busan, as opposed to having to go up against Rush Hour, the best team in the league by far, completely undefeated. Has been impossibly difficult for anyone to even touch that squad. Lucio, Ryan, May, so strong. I'm trying to remember who their 4th is. Oh yeah, don't they also have Zen? Yeah, they're kind of ridiculous. Do not sleep on the Zen. 2, 1. We have had quite a few super teams come through. Overbot Season 1 and 2. 3 has also had Rush Hour. It has been insanely difficult to overcome for anyone. And it looks like Blazing Magi are coming out on top of this fight to begin with here. We'll see how long that lasts. Oh, looks like now Sojourn completely flipping this on its head. Great pickup here for MicroFish. Sojourn actually changing the pace here. Gonna have a very interesting matchup here. So now they do have that Sojourn, one of the best bots we have in this league. Trades are happening, but it looks like a majority are favoring Sojourn here, so this Soj bot has come in and just completely flipped the script on Blazing Magi here. Of course, Blazing Magi getting stuck in spawn. Hate to see it. Torb gonna be getting a little bit distracted here. Oh, he does bring out the BAP. However, Queen is still stuck in spawn, and that just is terrible. Terrible for Blazing Magi. However, Tracer doing a little bit of... He's going to go back to her team, I think. Queen finally getting out of spawn could be a boon here. As long as Tracer doesn't get herself killed, which she probably will. Yep. Even the best program bots will go in. Here comes Tracer. Gonna get herself killed probably immediately. Oh, she does back off, but too little too late here, so Junker Queen just stuck in spawn for a little bit too long. And no one really grabbing this touch here. Lots of ults coming through, and there is a touch. And Mauga going down here could mean something, so Blazing Magi actually are going to get some point percentage. Despite all those ults used, so many ults used on each side here. But now Queen is back in the fight, so that is a boon for Blazing Magi. They might be able to run this back. It would be quite the story if they could. I doubt it, though. Not without their Kiri. At least for a little bit here, she might TP back in. Oh, Mauga is in danger immediately as soon as he jumps in. The ult does come out, however, that's not in time to save anyone. And it looks like MicroFish are going to take this first point due to this Sojourn. Excellent pickup here for MicroFish. Fortunately for Blazing Magi, their Queen just stuck in spawn for a little bit too long. Doesn't allow them to win that fight where they definitely had an advantage. Just because the queen wasn't there, they lost. Alright, Ryan coming out. Back to the show. Could be an epic boon here for Blazing Magi if they want to pick up this second point and bring us to a third round here on Busan. However, dropping this map, not a huge problem for Blazing Magi. They just need to get it back in the next one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it'll matter too much. We'll see. Anyways, here we go. Here come the bots. Blazing Magi have an opportunity here to try and turn this thing up into a 2-0. On the other side, for the map, MicroFish have an opportunity to turn this into a 2-0 and a 1-1 series. Ryan does go down here pretty early. Not good for them at all. Sojourn still in this fight is just brutal. Having that Sojourn and that BAP, two insanely strong DPS essentially in a very hit scan dominant game. Ironically hit scan dominant, but not Widow favored. Keep that in mind, folks. Alright, here comes Ryan for another eager push here. Can Blazing Magi turn around Busan and win this thing? Have to find out. Genji goes in pretty deep here. Gonna lose that BAP early. Genji gonna go down next. That is a good sign for Blazing Magi, as they want to go up 2-0 in this series. Don't want to go even. Looks like Kiri on the outside looking in. Other side, here comes MicroFish. Can they snuff out Blazing Magi's hopes and dreams of a #1 seed? Oh, not with Mega jumping back like that. And immediately losing both BAP and Genji. Not good look at all here. Sojourn's still up though. She has a lot of HP. She might assassinate this Cassidy. In fact, she does. Wow, okay. Mauga and Sojourn absolutely putting this team on their back here. Ryan's not even going to touch before he goes down, which is a fatal mistake, as that is going to give up over some extra percentage that they shouldn't have. So, a little bit of a mental error there by the Reinhardt. Didn't touch for whatever reason. Alright, here we go. Blazing Magi. A couple more opportunities to win this one. Did get that Sojourn, so a trade here. Gonna be favoring the side of MicroFish though. Okay, now it's a more even. This should, oh, I was gonna say it should favor the Junkrat. Tracer does get off the point though, which is not ideal. She is eventually gonna camp this thing though. So, MicroFish on the verge of winning map 2 here, sending us to a 1-1 series. They only need to win one fight. Can they win one? They do have some crucial ults here to work with. Sojourn getting in very deep. Does she get punished for this? She will, but the lamp will save her. Junk gonna be taken very far out back. BAP gonna go down here. Some trades. Trades very even here. Can't tell who's really winning. It looks to be... Yes, so they will win this map. MicroFish gonna tie this thing up 1-1 with that Sojourn. Yeah, there's no touch coming in through here. So yeah, that will be it. 1-1 MicroFish. Take a map here. Not a good sign at all for Blazing Magi here. They do not want to drop maps or the series. They dropped the series settings, or oh my word, the playoffs will be set in stone with Logie Swords in that number 1 seed, Blazing Magi in that number 2. Not at all where you want to be. Alright, Eichenwald. Very important map in this series. Whoever wins this one will go up to match point. Looks like they're going to be pulling out the Reaper here. You got to think that's kind of a good sign if you are Blazing Magi. They did get that Torbjorn in the first game, Sojourn in the next game. Those are two very high caliber, worthwhile players. Reaper not quite up there. So this seems a little bit more doable for the side of Blazing Magi. They do have that Queen to work with as well, which is a lethal force, as we have seen from her in multiple maps with Blazing Magi. She's been doing very good for them. Alright, here we go. What will the series score be after this? I'm stuck. Okay. Huh. Very important Eichenwald coming up here. Comes the Mauga. He's going straight through the, straight under the tunnel. He is going to be taking a left here. Gonna charge out. Not gonna get much value with that. Genji is going to be the first to fall in this fight. Not looking good for MicroFish here at all, as they do lose 3 members, now 4. After that pretty dominant Busan, this is not what you want to see here from MicroFish on that first offense. Really want to set the tone here. You have that momentum from the last map. Can it transition into another map victory here? Here comes Mauga. Once more, he is very, very alone. He will fall for that mistake. Genji going in very deep. He does hit the deflect. Does he get any value with it? No, he does not. Instead, he will go down. Reaper gonna be the next to fall here. And 2 minutes and 50 on the clock. MicroFish not looking very powerful at all in this map in particular. Very similar to that Hollywood we saw earlier. They just can't seem to take first point without ults. See, Mauga's coming around here again. He is going to get shredded through. This is a mistake. That is going to be a very easy teamfight victory here for Blazing Magi. As MicroFish feed themselves to the blender of this team. Just so much damage getting pumped out there. Alright, here we go. A couple more attacks coming out for MicroFish. They can't get to the job done. Blazing Magi will be going up 2-1 in this. Going on to match point. Claiming this match would be a huge boon for them. As we know, as I've said multiple times, there's going to be about 10 seconds of runoff from the clock here before the fight even happens. Mauga, does he go deep again and get punished for it immediately once more? Yes, he does. A few more members of MicroFish are going to go down. However, on the bright side for MicroFish, there's so many ults used there. You had the Cassidy ult to zone you off in the beginning. You had the lava. You had that Kiri rush. Or the Kiri, whatever it's called. Kitsune rush, right? Anyways. You have one more attack here. Or 2 more attacks here. You do almost have that BAP. Won't have this fight necessarily. Could get the blade though. They do get the blade. Oh, he goes down. Okay, not great. BAP, not gonna quite get the window. However, they do have that for the next fight. It is a 3v2 on point here. However, Blazing Magi's members that are remaining are some of their most dominant. And yeah. That will lead to a one more attack opportunity here if they can get it. MicroFish looking down the barrel here of a 2-1. So likelihood you take it now is pretty slim. We do have that Junker Queen ult. So the window, while it's there, she got 4 members. Bap immediately goes down to that. Wow, that was a beautiful ult by that queen. And yep, that will result in 0% taken by MicroFish. Or, I mean 0%. Pardon me. Pardon me. Oh no, Widowmaker. Okay, Widowmaker can be good. She has her moments. Will she have enough here against Blazing Magi, though? Soon to find out. If she just pops off and hits a bunch of headshots, they have a chance. She is doing a great job for Logi Swords at the moment. But this is not Logi Swords. This is not a triple tank in front of her. We'll see. She could get some job. She could get the job done. Pardon me. Pardon me. Alright, here they come. Blazing Magi just need a tick here. They will have a 2-1 map lead in this must-win series for them. I guess not necessarily must-win, but for seeding, you don't want to be the second seed, and they're gonna get it in one attempt here. Kiri putting in some work. Torb putting in some work. That is a 31-second take of the first point. Blazing Magi will be going up 2-1 in this one. So despite that boost on, coming back here and taking this map fairly convincingly. All they gotta do is secure one more map now. Blazing Magi will have a chance to knock off the Logi Swords and take that #1 seed away from a team that has been tormenting them, well, since the beginning of time, really. We are going to deathmatch here. Gonna be really chaotic. We'll see. Can MicroFish do this here? Would be huge for them. Gonna get that Zarya. Kiri gonna get launched. She does find a teammate to teleport to. Wow, Genji's already gone. They have Bastion though, man. That's a big pickup, but it doesn't seem to matter here as the trades are still favoring Blazing Magi. All this damage straight into the Zarya. Might be a very clutch pickup here from the Zarya, actually. The way she's been operating thus far. Does bubble her cast, not enough to save him though. Kiri, the next recipient. Very close here between MicroFish and Blazing Magi though. It is 6-5. Blazing Magi holding a very slight edge in this deathmatch so far. Could really go either way. Oh, that's not good from the Zarya there. That is going to even things up. Okay, maybe not. Still a 3-point lead here for Blazing Magi, so we'll see. That's a good pick there from Mauga though. He's putting in some work. Of course, you do not want to be in that matchup if you are Cassidy. Kiri does find Bap though. Tracer able to remove that Genji. Absolute pandemonium. Absolute chaos here. It is going to be a tie. Junkrat going to be taken out, but now it is still tied, man. What a crazy fight that was. Way to get back into this by MicroFish, as they are grouped up and ready to go here. Being grouped up is very powerful here in Deathmatch. And they are going to take the lead here. MicroFish doing an excellent job on this Deathmatch. On the Chateau Gillard, Chateau Gillard, whatever it's called. 14-18, taking a lead here. Pretty commanding lead now. Kiriko gonna lose her life for that aggression. Junkrat is gonna fall here. Blazing Magi not doing a very good job of making anything of that though, and it does look like MicroFish, they just have all the momentum now on this map. Started out with Blazing Magi having that lead, but they've just floundered since. Kiri able to find Bap. Tracer gonna go in pretty deep. Mauga gonna remove another one, so 7 kills down here for Blazing Magi. They do. A lot of ults used here though. Not what you want to see. Although on the other side, no ults are being used. Perhaps not the worst thing that could happen. Not great at all here. Alright, that is very, very bad by the Blazing Magi, and they are now 10 kills in the hole. This is very likely going to go MicroFish's way. We will have to see what map 5 is. Yep, this is looking more and more like a MicroFish dub. As we know, Zarya does not use this ult. I doubt it's patched. They do shrink that lead back to 10 again, but gonna have to put in a lot more work here than that. Okay. It's quite a few kills. However, Tracer does go down here. Bastion gonna be removed. A big pick off here. Kiri able to get that Junkrat, and man, okay. Suddenly, it is only a 3-point lead here for MicroFish. I don't know what happened, but there's been so many kills going Blazing Magi's way all of a sudden. Only a few more opportunities here for both teams to secure this thing. Symmetric coming out. Maybe that's why the switch from Bastion to a lower tier has happened. I don't know when this happened though. Did it just happen? Cassidy gonna go down. I'm a little bit flustered at the moment. There's a lot going on. Oh, Mauga puts himself into the drink. That's gonna erase a kill. Sim is gonna go down here, and now we are tied again. Blazing Magi once again in the lead here, but really could go either way. 4 kills remaining here for Blazing Magi. Can they secure them? Mauga getting very low. If they do, they will go up 3-1 in this series and take it. They only need 3 kills. And they got him. Wow. Blazing Magi turn that thing around. That's the series.